the ReDonkulous, we got Antonio Cromartie, and the Jets had to give their newly acquired cornerback a little bit of a stimulus package. You know why? Because homeboy got 7 kids by 5 different women in 5 different states. That's right, 7 kids, 5 different women, 5 different states. And they gave him a $500,000 cash advance so he could go out there and get caught up on child support and not get sued by some of his baby mamas. I mean, I've heard of baby mama drama, but this dude is taking it to a whole new level, and it's definitely 100% ReDonkulous.
Another thing that's ReDonkulous going on at Texas A&M Corpus Christi, their coach had some players get in a little legal trouble, and the school newspaper, doing their diligent reporting, decided to write an article about it. Well, this coach, in waiting, decides, you know what, I don't want this article getting out to the school. I don't want this article getting out to the public here in Corpus Christi. So he ordered his team to commit a crime and go out and steal every newspaper out of the paper boxes and keep them for themselves. For doing that, even though I find it kind of funny, it's still absolutely ReDonkulous.
Next up, we got the great condom shortage of Vancouver. That's right. There's been many things that have happened, but one thing that's definitely happened a lot in Canada is sex. Because they ordered a whole bunch of condoms for all these people up there, all these chiseled young athletes. Enough for 7 condoms per person. But they ran out and they had to ship in condoms from the other part of Canada. So the moral of the story, in Vancouver, in the Olympics, even if you don't win gold, you're definitely still going to go home a winner. But maybe not a winner, you might catch herpes. But the fact that they ran out of condoms in the Olympic Village and there's that much fornication going on is definitely 100% ReDonkulous.
Another thing that's ReDonkulous that went on in the Olympics, a Norwegian skier who was supposed to medal and pick up a gold, he had a disappointing finish. He said the problem was, in his hotel room, he was watching 14 hours a day of Peter, I don't know the pornographer's last name, but he said that was all that's on, and there was a lot of noise going on. No, what was going on is you were taking out a lot of energy on yourself, and you were unable to be prepared for the next night. Instead of getting a good night's sleep and turning the TV off, you decided to watch porn all night. You know what? You're from Norway. You've got tall blondes all the time. What are you doing in Canada watching porn when you're there to ski? For that is absolutely
ReDonkulous. This is a nasty time. Next up, we got Jimmy Johnson, and Jimmy Johnson is peddling something new these days.
Hair products?
No, he's peddling dick growth. That's right, Jimmy Johnson is peddling Extends pills for natural male enhancement. Because apparently maybe his Jimmy just don't work anymore. I mean, it's not by hair growth he's peddling. This dude is peddling growth, and it's not stuff that's gonna make the little man taller. It's supposed to make his little man taller. I just don't get this, Jimmy. You got all this money. You're an idol in Miami. Just chill out on the beach in your floral shirt, drink little drinks, wear sunglasses, and just chill. Why you selling dick pills, man?
I say go long with Extends.
Relax, calm that stuff down.
I do.
The fact that you are definitely 100% ReDonkulous.
Something happened at the Mavericks and the Hawks game the other night, caught my attention, caught the attention of the NBA, and definitely caught attention of Hawks announcer on the radio broadcast, Steve Holman. Take a look and take a listen to this clip.
Now Kidd up quickly. Kidd just ran into Mike Woodson. Jason Kidd. Now Jason Kidd is bouncing off at Mike Woodson. Jason Kidd has no business. He ran right into Mike Woodson. Jason Kidd's a little crybaby out there right now. Mike Woodson would take him apart. Mike Woodson would knock Jason Kidd silly.
Unbelievable when you see that.
Steve Holman had a great response there. Didn't like what Jason Kidd did, running his mouth to head coach Mike Woodson. You know what? I like Steve Holman because if anything else, he likes the Atlanta Hawks and he's not afraid to tell everybody about it. Jason Kidd, for you running on the sidelines and acting like an idiot, that's part of the reason your wife left you, because you're an idiot. For Steve Holman responding the way you did, I like it, my brother. Stick up for the home team. Stick up for Coach Woody. For that, I think Jason Kidd is absolutely
ReDonkulous. Next up, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers. And you know, some people wear alternate home jerseys, and they're gonna have a bobblehead game day. But these fools had Snuggie Day. That's right. Everybody in attendance got a Snuggie. Not just any Snuggie. I'm talking about a pimped out, big old team aerodynamized Snuggies that had logos all over the place. It was so crazy. Even the cheerleaders had on Snuggies. They were rocking Snuggies while doing flips and cartwheels and dances and stuff. Everybody had on Snuggies. Even the people who weren't getting in the game, instead of having on the nice suits and stuff, they had on Snuggies. It was Snuggie fever. It was ridiculous. It was redonkulous, actually. It was 100% real. ReDonkulous.
Here's a clip you gotta watch. Here's what tells you that alcohol, trampolines, and basketball don't mix. I've been on a trampoline and I've played basketball and I've even jumped off a trampoline to try to dunk a basketball because I am white and we can't jump. But you never mix alcohol, trampolines, and basketball because this is what can happen. This is what happens when you do that. This is how you end up on MTV Scarred. And when you mix alcohol, you mix a trampoline, and you mix basketball, it's absolutely
ReDonkulous. Next up, we got a pole vaulter. He's not a young fella. As a matter of fact, he's not even a middle-aged fella. He's an old fella. We're talking 84 years old, this man is. And you know, I appreciate the fact that he's trying to stay active and get out there and do his thing. But homie, just look at this clip.
Guys like 84-year-old Denny Sullivan. Now, he's a senior Olympian who runs every day and pole vaults whenever he can. Yeah, I said pole vaults. This guy has also an amazing way of bouncing back. Take a look.
What are you doing? I mean, you didn't even come close to clearing that bar. You were better off. You were closer to doing the limbo underneath it than actually clearing that thing. I mean, it looked like when he fell down, like his hip came dislocated, arm popped off. Dude was laying on the ground like that game, rattling bones, like everything was just messed up. And the fact that this dude got out here, 84 years old, trying to jump your old butt over a pole, oh, that's 100% ReDonkulous.
Something else is ReDonkulous and something else that is a cultural thing. Only white folks would come up with coleslaw wrestling. I'm not saying wrestling, because wrestling would be the phonetically correct way that it's pronounced in the Northeast. Somewhere in rural Florida, not Miami, not Orlando, not even Tallahassee, some crossroad, a bunch of bikers decided since 1988 that coleslaw wrestling is the way to do it. Now, I've heard of hot oil wrestling, I've heard of jello, pudding wrestling. Coleslaw wrestling is what's going on in Florida. You've got a bunch of biker chicks that probably aren't attractive in a bunch of lettuce and oil and vinegar and everything else rolling around and frolicking. For doing that and for being idiots, that's absolutely
ReDonkulous. K-Bar wrestling, yes. Coleslaw wrestling, no. And finally on the ReDonkulous, we got viewer numbers in from the Olympics. Well, not actually the Olympics, because nobody watched that. But the hockey game between America and Canada was apparently watched by a whole lot of people. In fact, 21.5 million people tuned into this. 64.3% of the Canadian population. You know what? If Canada lost this game, it would have been a national collective suicide. At the end of the game, you would have heard one large gunshot and then red snow would have started falling out the sky. You know what? I'm proud of the Canadians. I'm proud that they rallied around something. They lost on the medal count and waved the red flag to the Americans. They lost their pride in the fact that their bobsled run didn't work. I mean, the only thing we know they were fornicating out there, so we know they were at least having fun. But you know, the fact that this many people in Canada tuned in to watch this historic moment of them winning is definitely 100% ReDonkulous. And that's it for the Thursday Night Sports Party. We'd like to thank you all for tuning in. Remember, you can catch us at www.thursdaynightsportsparty.com and www.betwice.net. And until next week, you stay classy, Atlanta.
That's the wrong place. Class.